Hey, it's Terri Murphy, so it must be Tuesdays with Terri. And even though this isn't a live event, I'm here at California. As you can tell, I'm not home. Just finished speaking at Pepperdine University to 375 17-year-olds. Terrifying, really. But it was so interesting because we were talking about some of the same things and some of the same principles that we're talking about here. And that is how to live life by design and not by default. So if you're part of my Women's Wisdom Network, you know that it's really critical for me to pass on what I've learned, because that's what the legacy is all about. We're going to start off with our Smart Women, Smarter Choices ebook, which is available to you at Terri Murphy. No, it's not. It's at womenswisdomnetwork.com/link tree, one word, and you can get it. It's free. It's about 32 pages, but it literally is going to be our basis for our next several weeks, because we're going to take one of the tips at a time. And today's tip starts off with be the star of your life. Learn how to not say yes when you want to say no and still appear a very nice person. But that's not what I said in the book. You'll have to read it. So here's the story. We overdo everything. We are overcommitted. As women, we rarely want to say no because we don't want to appear kind of bitchy or selfish. But the fact is that being selfish is a good thing when you are taking care of self. Now, you've heard this a million times. Take care of yourself before you can take care of everyone else. Well, then why don't we do it? We don't do it. And part of the reason is because we're caretakers and we're very emotionally connected to our kids, our families. And if you're rolling your eyes right now when I say take care of yourself, you're like, well, I'm okay. Well, we don't want to go for okay. Are you not envious of those women who look great, who feel great, who seem calm, who probably don't even have a junk drawer? I mean, I hate those women, but it's because I really want to be one of those women. I want to be the kind of woman that savors life, doesn't gulp it. Because these 17-year-olds don't know that they're at the best time of their life. They are, they can get out of bed without complaining. They are beautiful and they're still impressionable and they're looking for ways to design a life. And Bill Bacharach did a great program today. He's a financial guy. And he talked about, 5 things about life. What would it feel like? What would it look like? What would it sound like? So if you could live life by design, which falls right into what I talk about with women, and that is, how do we live life by design? And the first way to do that is to set up some boundaries that are just for you. That is not a bad thing. Even a Ferrari gets to stop for a pit stop. So if you're one of those people that finds it very difficult to say no, here's a couple of things I've helped women with in my coaching, and that is say not yes yet. Our impulse is to go, I can do that, especially you high eyes. We work with the DISC system, the assessments 24/7, which are also available through me. And the high eyes are like, yeah, we can do that. And then they realize that they can't because there's just no bandwidth. It's like saying, here's a turkey, but there are no turkeys. I mean, you can't do that. You have to be able to give from a well that has some fullness to it. So what we're asking you to do is to consider being nice to yourself. And I got to tell you, there's probably a lot of negativity that goes on up there. Now imagine being 17 and trying to figure out who you are when the most popular girl is, 3 feet taller than you are, or stunningly gorgeous in every way to you. Bottom line is that what we say to ourselves and how we treat ourselves is how we treat other people, and we invite them to treat us that way. So I'm going to say to you, don't roll your eyes. You can find 5 minutes 3 times a day, 15 minutes once a day, 15 minutes at the end of your day, but 15 minutes that are just for you. And you train the people around you that it's a no crime scene area. They cannot talk to you. They may not talk to you. They don't ask for anything, but for 15 minutes, you give time to you. And if you're workaholic, like many of us, go, well, if I could just do one more thing. And then that goes to one more thing. That's not the point. You have to be with you. You're the only person you can be with, you. It starts here. So let's live life by design. What would it feel like if you had 15 minutes just to start, just for you? Maybe you would just sit for a second. Maybe you would sip a cup of tea or a glass of wine. Maybe you would just look out a window. Maybe you would just pet your dog. Do something that feeds your soul, something that makes you feel like you have value. Every human being wants to be seen, valued, and heard. Every single one. But you can't see, value, and heard everybody else and not you. That doesn't work. So as much as you are rolling your eyes and saying, this is an excuse and that is an excuse, if you make it a priority because you run your life, it will be a priority. So what I want you to do is go to the Women's Wisdom Network Facebook community on Facebook, the Facebook community, and post what you did for even 5 minutes that made you feel like the celebrity superstar of your life, star of your life. Because, you know, you're important to all of us. Without you, many things don't happen. We are wildly connected to each other. And our goal here is to give legacy. How can we help other women help other women? And it starts with you being in your best self to help anyone else, women or otherwise. I'm Terri Murphy for Tuesdays with Terri. Join us every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Central, generally live, this time recorded because I'm not home. But I promise you that in the next several weeks, we're going to show you how to add a little bit more joy, a little bit more peace, a little more serenity, and definitely a little more fun to your life. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to post. Okay. And if you want to copy the book, go to womenswisdomnetwork.com/linktree. I'll see you there.